Hey YouTube, welcome to the Vintage Plush Hospital. Today we are going to be doing some restoration work on this sweet vintage Goond creation, little vintage plush. Last week I came across a bunch of vintage plush that need a lot of TLC. Now I know some people like their plush in kind of worn condition. Me personally, if I'm keeping it for my collection, I don't. Sometimes I will sell them, you know, kind of TLC, because people do like the age, but I thought I would do some videos of me cleaning up some of my plush. But yeah, so today we are cleaning up this awesome little vintage pup, still with his original Goond creation tag. Really groovy. So basically we've chosen this one, so these will all be fixed up in a later video or on TikTok, so make sure you're following me over there, of course, at Kitschyflower on all social media platforms. Go check that out. But in today's video, we're not going to be doing too much. Basically, we will just be doing be giving him a bath a bit, see how much he'll clean up. I may or may not use his original stuffing, it depends, but I thought I would hop into it.
And all right, you guys, so for starters, we are going to get him all opened up, popping the seams in his back, since those tend to be the easiest to access. I do always try to find whatever is the easiest to pop. So I have my beautiful gooseberry. We're going to go ahead, get him opened, take all of his stuffing out. Generally, I would probably use gloves for this, but I ended up not being able to find any. But I would probably recommend, just you never know what you're going to find while opening up a vintage plush. I know I have found very random things over time. I have found bugs, I found a cigarette in a vintage plush when I opened them up, as well as I've also found vintage lewd photographs in a plush one time. That was really weird, as well as candy wrappers, socks, and many other things. But luckily, he was only filled with stuffing, so that was good. And at least this stuffing I will be able to reuse, whereas if they're stuffed with the Santi foam, that is a bit hard to reuse and restuff. So as you can see, I did dislocate his little original tag. I like to do that before washing them, just so it doesn't disintegrate in water. I definitely recommend if you are trying to keep the tag intact. So I have a lukewarm bowl full of soapy water. I am just going to start dunking him in. I'm gonna flip him inside out, or wait, backside in. I don't know. Flip him not inside out anymore, and then start to wash him. And you really do want to hand wash these guys. They are fragile. You do not want to put them in a washer or dryer. So hand washing all the way is the way to go. I ended up changing out the water a couple of times. Just note that. And then obviously letting him air dry. Putting him in front of a fan, never putting him in the dryer, of course. So I am now taking his original stuffing I have kept in this bag and starting to restuff, refluff, you know the drill, get him all back to new. I did want to note that if the stuffing had any odor to it, I probably wouldn't be using it. The stuffing was luckily in great shape, so I feel very comfortable in reusing to my advantage. But if you're not too keen on the idea of using the original stuffing, I personally always use my go-to, which is the polyfill, which you can buy at any Walmart, Target, Michael's craft store. It's just pretty cheap. polyfill stuffing, which I get for like $5 a bag. So that's always an option if you do not want to use the original stuffing. All right, and here he is, you guys. So he is officially restuffed, so all I really have to do is stitch him back up. I have already, I think, put his tag back in, so you always do need to remember to do that. All right, you guys, so now we are moving on to the fun part of getting him all brushed out, getting him fluffy again. I love this part. I use actually a pet brush to fluff him out. Now, granted, you do want to be careful in this step. If the plush you are working on is missing any fur at all, be extremely careful, because doing this process can cause even more fur loss. So really just going on what you think. For him, he was in great shape, so I felt comfortable with using the brush on him. And you really are surprised with how much just a little brushing can make a big of a difference. It really does bring the sweet guy back to life. All right, and you can see me here just adjusting some of the stuffing inside of him, making sure he can sit, and just making sure he is how I want him to look. All right, you guys, and here he is. I have added his eyes, and I gave him a new little tongue. He didn't originally have that, but I thought it was a sweet touch. And of course, now I am just giving him a bow. You know, I think it's the best little added touch to the old plush is just a sweet ribbon around the neck. And I will be opening up commissions for you to send me your vintage plush to have it fixed up. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. I will let you know more info. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching this video on me restoring this vintage little pup. There will be, of course, lots more. And if you were interested in watching more, go check out my TikTok. I have lots of videos. Link in the bio. See ya.